video, we're going to cover how to submit your reporting for the Help America Vote College Poll Worker Program. This is different from our formula grants. We're going to look at a couple of different things in this video. We're going to start with where to find the templates for your reporting and resources. On the EAC webpage, I'm going to start by going to Grants, Help America Vote College Program. Scrolling down to our grantee resources, and you can see under reporting, we have a couple of different items. The FFR instructions, you're going to want to download a copy of that. Again, you complete your FFR in GLASS, our grant management system. You'll also want to download one version of the progress report template, the Word document. The PDF you can reference, but to complete it, you'll need a copy of the Word document. So go ahead and download those to your computer. We're going to start by looking at our progress report. I have one here that I've started to fill out. We won't go through this with extreme detail, but I will touch on a couple of high-level items. You can see any information I've input is highlighted in green for you. Our entity information, your award number, if you're unsure, can be found on your notice of award. Those were provided by email. Your reporting period. And then we get into the progress narrative. This is the things that have actually been occurring during your grant period. It's important for the EAC as you review reports to see what's been going on, how you're using the funding to make sure it's aligning with what was provided in your application. If nothing happened in a particular category, make sure to check this box that there was no activity. You can also provide an explanation, something like, nothing happened in our training this year, but we are providing a training next quarter. Each of the items that was in our application and part of our review process, you'll see those come up again in our progress report. Our partnerships, you can see we had our first meeting with the local elections office. We have not had any activities that engage underrepresented communities during this reporting period. After the narrative section, we get into some of those metrics that we asked for in your application. This first one, college students served, this was your required performance measure. And in your application, we asked you to include a total number of anticipated college students served. In this chart, what we're asking for is for you to take that number and break it down by the number of students who were enrolled in a training, completed a training, enrolled in election day, completed election day poll worker duties. So at the end of the grant period, if you were to add all of this up, you should be hopefully close to that target that you identified in your application. And for your reporting period, this is where you'll put the current number. And then over in this right column is your cumulative total for the grant. So we should be seeing this number go up with each reporting period. Under additional performance measures, this is where you'll find the other performance measures that you identified in your application. It will be up to our grantees to identify which ones were in your application. We can certainly help you to do that if you're having trouble finding it, and you'll have to report on each of those. You can see here there's a performance measure narrative. I've provided, this is a description of our social media campaign. Obviously, you would provide a little bit more information. In particular, if you are over exceeding or underachieving in any of your targets, give us a little bit of an explanation why you think that might be. We completely understand that targets are targets for a reason, and when you get into the community, oftentimes those things can change. So help us understand what's going on the ground. You can see here, I said, we have not engaged any students yet. And the reasons that there's zeros up there is because our activities are planned for the fall. We don't have the capacity or the resources to be engaging our students in poll worker training yet. As the election gets closer, we certainly will be. We do ask for you to describe your match, how you're meeting it or how you plan to meet it. A place to put any challenges, changes. These are important things that will bring attention to your grant specialist. You can see I put here our accountant has changed too, and then we could put some contact information. It's important for us to know if any of the key players in your grant management change. We can either provide some assistance or change any necessary documents that we might need to. We do have an expenditure table, and a lot of folks ask us why we ask for expenditures in our progress report as well as our FFR. The answer is that our FFR is accounting for each dollar. Our progress report is accounting for the activity tied to each dollar. So we need to make sure that what you say you've spent in your FFR aligns with what you've described for us in your progress report. For each category, you'll put your federal expenses and then your program match. You can see down here, this is a final assessment. It's for my final report only. I'm doing a semi-annual, so I'm not going to complete that. And then at the bottom, you'll want to certify, putting your first and last name, title, phone number, email address, and then a signature. And when you sign this, please do a wet signature or a certified signature in Adobe. And that means that it's something that you have to type in a password for or a PIV card, more than just the cursive lettering of your name. After you complete your progress report, I want you to save it as a PDF. That'll ensure that we can upload it into our system and view it easily. And I've already gone ahead and saved this one as a PDF. So next we're going to jump over to GLASS, our Grant Lifecycle Application System. And everybody at this time should have received an administrator login to their GLASS account. Those were sent to most likely one person, your grant administrator. That person, once they logged in for the first time, they could create additional users as needed for your organization. We do recommend having more than one person in there, just for in case of any changes in the program, there's always someone who can access your system. We do have a lot of resources for GLASS on our website. I'll show you really quickly where those are on the EAC website. Under Grants Lifecycle Application System, we have a lot of PDFs as well as corresponding videos. The only thing I'll note here is that a lot of this was designed for our formula funding. So when it comes to the reporting, some of the things will not be as applicable to our college poll worker program. But a lot of the items like user role descriptions, creating, updating, and changing users, and accessing those reports, that'll all apply. Okay. The biggest change between our formula grants and our college poll worker program is that our FFR in the college program will be submitted via GLASS. The progress report will be completed as we just did in a Word document and then uploaded as a PDF into your FFR for submission. So from this point, we're in our dashboard. We're going to go to our FFR and we'll take a look at that. From here, I could either go into my to-do box, click on FFRs, go down and select the ID number of the FFR that I need to complete. Or we can go into my awards, click on the name of the award. You should have one in here that is for the College Poll Worker Program. And then go to FFRs. I'm going to jump over here and you can see I have one FFR down here. It is in progress. It does have a report period start and end date. Yours will be different depending on what report you're working on. And this is a semi-annual. That all lines up with what I'm expecting. So when I'm ready to start working on this FFR, I'm going to open this up. I'm also going to grab that instruction document that we looked at the beginning of the video. A couple things about the FFR. It is a standard form. It's something that we also use with our formula grantees. And rather than changing the form itself, what has become the best practice is to modify the instructions to tailor them to what works for our program. So this instruction document is going to be very helpful for you. And I'm not going to go line by line through the FFR, but this does. It tells you exactly what to put in which box. So when I click on that FFR ID number, this screen will pop up. And if you wanted to view it as a full page, you can click on Page View here. There's all of our items. Now I'm ready to work on this FFR, so I'm going to click the Work FFR here on the right side of the screen. It's going to bring up another page. And this system will work me through the whole process. So here in our award details, a lot of this will be pre-populated for you. It's a good idea to review it, make sure it all looks correct and to what you're expecting. Go ahead and select your basis of accounting. When we review your reports, we confirm that this has stayed the same. If something changes here, we'll follow up with you. When you're ready to advance, you can click Next. This transaction screen, this is where that information form, the guidance is going to be really useful for you. Keep in mind that all of this information, all these numbers are cumulative. And if I were you, I would have one screen open with this and then the other side open with your FFR. So you can go line by line and include all of the information that you need to. A couple of things to note for the college program specifically, and you can see they're included here in our instructions. For any federal interest, that's a requirement for our other HAVA grants, enter 0 for the college poll worker program. And then for remaining interest, it's just not required. You don't need to put anything in there. And then again, for any state interest or program income, that's not required for the Help America Vote College program. Okay, so say I've included all of my transactions here that are required. I can hit Next. Didn't have any indirect expenses. And again, state interest doesn't apply. Now here, this upload additional document screen, this is where you're going to add your progress report. I'm going to click upload. And remember, I already saved mine. So let's go grab that sample progress report Q1. There it is. And then I can hit next. This is where you can add any comments. The comments are really helpful if there was anything funky going on in your expenses this quarter, or if you have questions or you're unsure about something, go ahead and add a comment. The more information you provide us, the better we can be helpful to you. And then finally, our certification page. Now you'll go in, you'll do enter all this information, and then when you sign it, this glass system will automatically put in your signature and your date for you. And then once you've done it, you'll be able to click this submit button at the bottom. And once you have submitted, the status of your FFR will change to delivered. At that time, the EAC, your grant specialist, will work on reviewing your reports. We'll review your both FFR and the progress report. If we have any questions or need any changes made, we'll return it to you in glass with comments on what to change. And that may be in your progress report where we need you to re-upload a new version. It could also be in your FFR. We'll be able to make those changes right within the system. Okay, that is it for how to do your reporting for the College Poll Worker program. Again, grab your resources from our website, complete your progress report in a Word document, save it as a PDF, and then go into Glass. Get to your FFR and complete that information, attach your progress report under additional documents, go ahead and certify and submit. We will touch base with you with any questions, and if you have any concerns or challenges getting through, reach out to us at the EAC. Thank you so much.